Hey, go ahead and rip that thing.
Hey bro, sorry I haven't answered any of your phone calls, but I've been traveling. I don't even have my phone, I left it in the room. All I have is my camera, but I'm loving it out here. The culture, the people, the food, oh my God, the food is amazing. I just definitely needed a break from everything, just to get lost in the unknown. But I'll talk to you soon, okay? I have to go.
What up, y'all? Coming in hot. Shay_Birdie here, Birdie Avion, or simply just Birdie. Thank you for tuning in to Culture Nocturne. Put it right there. I recently just took a solo trip to Rome and I had an amazing time. Yes, I know, Rome may seem like that cliche, touristy type of trip, and to an extent that's probably true, I'll give you that. However, my motives for visiting Rome were completely different. This was my reasoning right here. A little history of the world. I can't recommend this book enough, especially for people that particularly don't have a deep interest or passion for history. This book is the one. Not the whole book is dedicated to the Roman Empire. Several chapters are dedicated to the rise and the fall of the Roman Empire. And I'm not the type to get like super deep in mainstream history, but there was a lot of information that I took for value. Mainly the contributions from a societal standpoint that the Roman Empire is attributed to. They created a lot of rich cultures and of course languages. Languages and cultures that sprouted up after the fall of the Roman Empire. So shout out to the French, the Portuguese, the Spanish, the Italians. All of those cultures and languages have the Roman Empire to thank for crashing and burning, if you will. They birthed their style, along with many other informations that I kind of break down in the video. But that's what I did, y'all. Went around and visited a lot of these places with historical significance and tried to learn. And what I do with that is I dish it out to you. If you don't want to hear about it, it's all good. Maybe you just have a good time watching my videos, but that's what I do. So the first thing that I do when I visit a new place is I take a stroll, I walk.
So I just passed up Basilica Santa Maria. It's supposed to be a beautiful church, but I'm all set on churches today. Plus I'm limited on time, so you guys are gonna have to check that out, not through Birdie.
Just because I want to get familiar with my surroundings. My coach, my old football coach used to say, keep your head on a swivel, and that's what I do.
One of the many reasons why I love Europe is you could just walk randomly and you'll find a super old structure or building, just like this one right here.
So I find that when you opt to walk instead of taking like a taxi or an Uber, you tend to bump into things that weren't originally on your itinerary. And I'm not saying like do a marathon sprint around like the whole city, but I find it more exciting when you bump into things that were by mistake, I guess.
I feel hella stupid. When I was approaching this building right here, I got hella juice like, oh shit, there's a Colosseum, baby. Lightweight look like it. I have no idea what it is, but we're gonna find out. Okay, so I found out what this building is. This is Teatro de Marcello. This was ordered and constructed by Julius Caesar himself. Well, he didn't construct it, but he ordered the plans to construct it. And all of the most prestigious events used to be held here, as far as like theater and entertainment. It was actually built right across from the Temple of Apollo. That's what those pillars are, or the remnants or the remains of that pillar over there. But you just learned about that shit. It's hella funny. Don't you guys always laugh when you hear somebody kick some game, but they just learned about it 5 minutes ago? They're pretty much just regurgitating what they had seen right there on that little pamphlet. That's Birdie right there. But it's all good. We learn it together. The old dude was giving his wife a ear beating on the historical significance of all these buildings. She didn't give a rat's ass. She was like, okay, I'm all set. Let's go get some pasta and wine. So on to the next one, y'all.
I found myself at the Capitoline Hill, where there was a statue of Marcus Aurelius, and that's my ignorance talking, y'all. Every statue or sculpture I came across, I just automatically assumed it was Julius Caesar.
I'm not even sure if that's Julius Caesar over there, but we're just gonna kick some game because that's all I got.
When there were well over like 80 emperors throughout the Roman Empire.
All right, y'all, I got some Birdie facts coming in hot for you guys. So I thought that this was funny. I'm not sure how true this is, but I heard it on the podcast. The reason why they made these statues of little dicks is because they felt that big motherfuckers were barbarians, and they were primitive, and they lived in the forest, and they ate raw meat. Only the little dick motherfuckers were sophisticated and had culture in the upper echelon. So yeah, if you ever wondered why they made them with little ass dicks, I guess that's the reason. I'm not sure how true it is. Let's look it up to see. But this lady was looking at me like, I got it.
So I was most excited to visit the Forum because of the historical significance and the importance of it. It pretty much was like the Washington, D.C. of the Roman Empire. The Forum was like the epicenter of pretty much day-to-day Roman life. Like laws were created there, public speeches were held there, criminal trials were held there, wars were probably waged over there. Definitely one of the highlights of my trip. It was about 16 euros to enter, but the place is huge, like really, really big.
In that book, I talked a lot about Julius Caesar and how the reason why he is so popular and probably like the only Roman emperor you could think of is because really he was the one that solidified Rome as like a true empire. He went to Spain, was like, okay, you speak your language, now you're gonna start speaking Latin. He went to France, took over France, went to Egypt, whistled over to Cleopatra, took down Cleopatra, ended up running Egypt, and he just like pretty much solidified and expanded that whole Roman empire. I thought what was interesting and a cool fact was that he wanted to elongate the years. So he added a month and then even made it leap year. The month that he added, if you can guess, Julius, July. He added July and we made that a month. So that's pretty cool that we still rock with July to this day. Thank you, Julius Caesar. You know, hot boy summer July.
I definitely recommend getting a tour guide because there's just so much information. The Colosseum. Of course I visited the Colosseum. That was a heavy emphasis and focused on a little history of the world. What I found was interesting was that after the gladiator games were abolished, the Colosseum was held as a memorial ground for all the Christians that were persecuted and killed there. Some great views within as well, especially the Arch of Constantine, who was remembered as the first emperor to convert to Christianity. Very contradicting theories on his conversion, I found. Some sources say that he converted much earlier in his life. Other sources I was reading on said that he actually converted on his deathbed. I guess he was trying to check off all the boxes, if you will.
All the gladiators that fought there were all slaves. Some of their masters even sold them just so they could fight against a wild beast. But they'll have like duels to the death, man versus man, man versus lion, man versus tiger, elephants. They even filled this thing up with water and had a freaking naval battle. That's crazy. An interesting fact that I read about was there was a slave named Spartacus. He actually was a gladiator and he led a revolt. He was tired of fighting every day, killing people in front of the emperor. So he was just like, you know what? It's time to put a stop to this. But the Roman Empire suppressed his revolt. I think it was like 71 BC or whatever. But yeah, this is it right here, man. Super juiced. Just to know that, like, in this arena had so much death, like just so much death. That's crazy. So, not to make light of the situation or joke about it, but when I was approaching the Colosseum, I was like, I wonder if there were scalpers out here, like ticket scalpers, like, hey, go get your tickets, that boy Spartacus has been on the run, but he might die tonight, don't miss out on it, I got your tickets.
So after the Colosseum, I took the bus to the Vatican City. I took the bus because the taxis out there were so expensive. For a 3-mile taxi ride, the taxi driver was trying to charge me 20 euros. Cool, for sure. So first thing I did is I walked around a little bit and I went inside Basilica San Pietro. Forgive me for my Italian pronunciations. But it reminded me a lot of La Sagrada Familia in Barcelona. Not the way that it looked, but that whole feel and that vibe you get when you enter a building like that. But it was great, it was beautiful. Shout out to my Christians and my Catholics. After that, I walked into a kiosk that said that they sold tickets to see the Sistine Chapel. I needed to see that. I feel like a trip to Rome isn't really a trip to Rome if you don't see the Sistine Chapel. So walked up, wanted to purchase a ticket. The person told me that they're selling no more tickets. The last showing was just held 30 minutes ago, and I was so disappointed. So I went online and I looked online and I seen that there was actually one more showing left. So I purchased tickets online. It was a package deal because the Sistine Chapel was connected to the Vatican Museum. So I did that. It was about, I think, like 20 something euros. I'm not sure. Might be mistaken. So it was super juiced, walked around the Vatican Museum, seen a whole bunch of cool artifacts, and leading up to the Sistine Chapel, it's weird. You have to go through like this maze, and each room has all of these beautiful paintings, and I'm not like a person that's like savvy on like art or whatever, so I couldn't distinguish the difference between like a really good masterpiece or just like a painting on the wall. So I felt like I was gonna get desensitized by the time I actually made it to the Sistine Chapel, and it took a while too. I'm like, oh my gosh, where is the Sistine Chapel? We just kept on walking, going upstairs, going downstairs, going in rooms with all these paintings, but we finally made it, and I'm not gonna lie, I was taken away. Just because the Sistine Chapel, it looks like a hologram. It looks like the images were coming out of you, and it was beautiful. You were not supposed to take any pictures or videos, but I for sure did. Broke the rules, I'm sorry. But the reason why I was so successful in taking pictures is because there were people there that had their hand blatantly up, extending it, trying to take the pictures, and the security guards were focused on them. So what I was doing, I just had the phone and my camera right here, and I'm just getting angles like this. Doop, 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 doop.
I completely forgot about this. I didn't even think about it when I was visiting the Vatican, but heard this from multiple sources, a few podcasts, but I guess the pine cone actually represents the pineal gland in ancient civilizations and cultures, and pineal gland is the gland that produces DMT. It's that gland that kind of connects you to the spirit world. And yeah, I guess that's what it represents. You know, like when you take that DMT trip, you're supposed to meet God or these entities that bring you on this journey, and after you come back from that journey, you reconcile all your differences and your issues. But yeah, that's super dope. Serendipitous moments that kick it off.
The Italian food. That's all I have to say. Amazing. The pasta, the pizza, the lasagna, the gelato. Oh man, it was to die for. I went crazy simply because I cannot eat Italian food out here much because my stomach is not tolerated. And I found that interesting, so I did a little bit of research. So in Italy, they take food and cooking very seriously. They buy at local markets, they cook and they get what's fresh, less ingredients. It's very simplistic, but also so delicious. Out here, our Italian food has so much junk. Pasta has so much preservatives, ingredients that you can't even pronunciate. And out there, they just do not do it like that. They take it very seriously.
Man, a minute ago, there was a gelato shop on every corner. Now I can't even find one. I only found one, y'all. I'll be back. I want to fool around with this camera. I'm trying to get this. Ooh, this is super thick. So I got lucky. I was looking for a gelato spot, and I just bumped into Gelato. I think this is like the most popular gelato shop in all of Rome. It's packed. It actually went by super fast though. That lady didn't know what she's doing. She's getting people out of there.
So on my last full day, I visited the Pantheon, some fountains. Oh my gosh, those places were overcrowded with tourists. And I know I was one of those tourists contributing to the crowd, but maybe I should keep my mouth shut. Pretty much sums up my trip. After that, I walked back to Trastevere, sat on some steps, and listened to some good reggae music. But you know, love Rome. It's pretty much straightforward. The food is definitely the star of the attraction. Oh my gosh, if you're a foodie, you have to go out there and just indulge in pasta and pizza and gelato. Gain some weight, come back, feel guilty, and get back on the grind, baby. But that is it, y'all. Culture Nocturne, Birdie, Rome Trip, we are out.